the Telosians' true friends. It is with pleasure that we meet you once again, dear brothers and sisters of planet Earth. We have many messages to send you again and again to help you experience this energetic and spiritual transition in your current life. It is important to understand that you are experiencing what humanity has never experienced so much. Indeed, currently it is important to understand that you can no longer go back. That is to say that you can no longer return to everything that you previously experienced in your earthly life. The ways of living in excessive materialism are over. The ways of living while being dependent on the technology that disrupts your minds will end. Those who wish to manipulate you present this technology to you, different computers, increasingly sophisticated telephones which give you the impression of learning something, which allow you to constantly contact, sometimes for nothing, your families, your friends. We are not saying that this technology has no place, no, but only it is very important not to be dependent on her. Children in particular are increasingly dependent on it. We ask you, parents who are currently following a spiritual path, to hold them in this desire to stare at screens throughout their day. Be aware that radiation from screens, whether computers or mobile phones, is harmful to the brains of both adults and children. It is important to let go of all this as much as possible. You don't need to spend your life on screens to compensate for a lack of something you can't define. Do you want to have lots of friends? But are everyone you consider friends through screens really friends? Children of the earth? True friends are those whom you meet physically, whom you look into the eyes, with whom you exchange during good, cheerful, and happy moments. The false friends of the telephones will not come to support you when you have difficulties, but those who are close to you physically will come to your aid if necessary. We speak to you about this, dear brothers and sisters of the earth, because we see the great gaps that occur between humans. This is wanted by those who manipulate you. They want you to stop having physical contact so they can manipulate you better. How do they manipulate you? Quite simply by dependence on technology to the detriment of real contact between you humans. The more you depend on these screens, the more you will be manipulated. Imagine a day when everything is blocked for one reason or another. People totally dependent on this technology will be in need. They will no longer know how to live normally. They will no longer know how to communicate with real friends, their family. A large number of humans will be lost, totally lost without this technology. In our world, we too use technology, but we use it consciously for the well-being of all. We are not dependent on it. This technology that we use is used both on our planets and to help other planets such as yours. Do you see, dear children of the earth, how much you are manipulated for your well-being, you are told? Yes, technology is useful and can help humanity, but on condition that it really brings true well-being to you, the humans of the earth. But that is not the case. Your addiction becomes a psychological illness that will be very difficult for some of you to cure. It is important that all technologies need to be to improve your life, but not to be dependent on them. However, know that in the times to come, certain technologies will decline because we will ensure that terrestrial humans are not dominated by them. You need to find yourself within yourself and not through screens. Finding yourself within yourself is the most important path that will bring you the best in your life. Realize that meeting between you in groups or with a few people will give you back the taste for these meetings. You will appreciate these exchanges, your smiles, your physical games, and the children educated in this vision of life will be even happier. Dear brothers and sisters of the earth, looking at life through your physical eyes, through real human contacts, is the best path to go through this energetic and spiritual transition that you are currently experiencing. We wish you happiness, peace, and serenity. We love you. The return to balance. We are now in the stage where the divine feminine has been fully anchored in, and where there is a huge return to balance, as the heart of humanity is opening in unprecedented ways, and the shift in consciousness increases. I have been feeling this intensely in the last 2 weeks, and I have never felt such inpouring of love, yet more than this, that beautiful balance that all of us are going to experience at deep inner levels, as our own inner balance returns. I without fail ask every morning for the balancing of the right and left brain hemispheres, the sacred union of the divine masculine and divine feminine within, and the yin-yang. With this, that the heart opens more and more, and that the heart takes charge of my life as my own inner guidance, and knowing leads the way. More than this, the connection to the cosmic heart in Venus and Andromeda has been fully opened, and this is increasing the heart opening in a most profound way. I am experiencing this within my own family, and was most astounded when, after years of silence, my own brother was asking me, how does he open himself to all of this in ever higher degrees? My niece had sent him a video I shared on YouTube, which triggered the reaction. I was so deeply touched that to me this is a miracle, because he is a genius as far as mathematics at 𝐒𝐿 is concerned. A few years ago, when he asked for my first book, Soul Empowerment, he said that he could not understand a word I was writing. He is an engineer and could not quite understand what this all meant. What a shift. This is because I do love my brother dearly, and to me, for him to ask this means that he is shifting in profound and beautiful ways. Why? Because when I followed my soul's call, my family just did not understand, and I would not share what was happening, for they could not understand in the context of where they were at the time. I had to go it alone, as many of you also experienced. I just let them go with love, and in love, for my calling was greater than the sum total of me. When one is called, one cannot do and be anyone other than the calling, yet the blessings which such a call bring goes beyond human words. We will be finding this more and more, and it will be that the awakening now happens almost overnight on many levels. Mary Magdalene is working on very deep and profound levels for the final separation of all religions to vanish, and that oneness and harmony returns, as we finally transcend all divisions and all doctrines, and find that in truth there is only one divine source, and that there is far more which unites us than that which separates us. For consciousness cannot be fenced in, nor boxed, nor labeled. The old wars of religions are over. From now on, we will experience the brotherhood and sisterhood of man. What a profound time to experience this, as we step into the age of love and miracles,